Vijay. Vijay Viswanathan is here. Please unmute. Dr.
Yeah,
Joyce
thank you, sir.
and Dr. Satynath Mukhopadhyay. Vijay, the first question to you. How do you think, is it possible that diabetes can be reversed? Type 2 diabetes.
I would like to give a corollary with respect to diabetic nephropathy. Now, diabetic nephropathy is a condition where you get structural changes and functional changes. Functional changes are microalbuminuria. So, if you measure microalbuminuria, you will find it reversing. People with microalbuminuria may not get microalbuminuria. But if you do a kidney biopsy, you will find the changes, structural changes in the basement membrane as it is, though microalbuminuria is reversed. Similarly, in type 2 diabetes, I am of the belief that the changes which related to C-peptide or to the beta cell function or due to the say HbA1c might improve. But if you do the changes in the liver and the adipose tissue, you may not be able to see the complete reversal of changes in the ominous octet. So I feel it is only a remission that we are seeing and not a complete reversal of type 2 diabetes. This is my personal viewpoint. Thank you, sir.
So most of the claims that diabetes is reversing, that are actually remissions.
I think so because nobody has done prospective changes, prospectively studies looking at the beta cell function, alpha cell function, the adipose tissue, and the liver, and so on. Nobody has done prospectively the ominous octet. So unless you show the ominous octet, the changes related to alpha cell, beta cell over a period of time, say 8 to 10 years, you can't say it's reversal. Your HbA1c becoming normal or your fasting blood sugar going below 100 doesn't mean it's reversed. It's only a remission. So that's why I drew the corollary with the kidney. The kidney, the microalbuminuria may not be seen after you control hypertension or give ACE inhibitors or giving SGLT2 inhibitors. But the kidney basement membrane thickening and so on will remain once it's formed. So once you get type 2 diabetes, I feel it is only remission that is possible and not a complete reversal, unless you do studies.
That means the physiology and biochemistry.
Can I ask one question?
But the anatomy is not changing. The change in anatomy is not changing.
Structural changes
Jayashree, what is
in
your
the
opinion?
kidney and yeah.
Yes,
Jayashree.
I want to know from Dr. Viswanathan that whether from the stage of macroalbuminuria and when the GFR has decreased, whether there will be change in the GFR or the macroalbumin or the amount of albuminuria that will reduce by taking various drugs or various modalities, controlling the blood pressure, glycemic control, all these things that can be changed or not.
As I told you, sir, even during the stage of microalbuminuria, the kidney changes are permanent. If you see the kidney biopsy, the changes in glomerulosclerosis and all that is permanently there. You cannot reverse that because you have already finished type 2 diabetes of 8 years, 6 years, or 5 years, or whatever. So what you're seeing is microalbuminuria, proteinuria reduction, EGFR, preserving the EGFR with SGLT2. This all doesn't mean that the kidneys become normal. The kidney is still abnormal. If you do a kidney biopsy, still you'll find glomerular changes happening in the kidney. So the kidney is not normal. So similarly, I feel type 2 diabetes, once it manifests full-fledged, I don't think it is possible to completely reverse all the ominous octet which Ralph DeFronzo said. So this again my personal viewpoint.
Jayashree, what do you think?
Sir, yesterday for this reversals, I had gone through these literatures. A review, systemic review is by Halberg, and it is published in 2020, 2019. Two publications are there. Sure, in that review, they pointed out that reversal, remission, cure, all are they are taking into account. Total 99 studies are there. We're going to that reversal or remissions. They have taken into account whether it is partial reversal, whether it is complete reversals, or whether it is prolonged reversal. That three terms, we should be familiar with that three terms. partial reversal means that it is for 1 year. And complete reversal also the duration is also 1 year. And for prolonged reversal, the duration is 5 years. Then what is reversal? 3 points. They have taken into 3 points. That is absence of a glucose lowering therapy. Then glycemic threshold. That means normoglycemia. For partial reversals, they have taken this blood glucose level of less than 126. And for the complete reversals, they have taken the blood glucose level of less than 100 or A1C level of 5.7. And for the prolonged reversals, they have taken the duration of 5 years. But if you look to all this literature, there is heterogeneity of the data are there. Total 99 studies are there in the systemic review. And in that point, they have taken reversal remissions to up to a same category. And the means which causes reversal or remissions are: number 1 is bariatric surgery, in which 83% of the reversals they are getting, and number 2 is low carbohydrate diet, and number 3 is low calorie diet. These 3 are the means. And for reversal, we have these 3 points: partial, complete, and prolonged reversals. And the duration is up to 5 years. And glycemic reversal means A1C level of 5.7. They all have taken A1C level of 5.7. So reversal is term is there, and remissions nowadays remission reversal they are taking, most of the literature they are taking at the same level. My view is
I think I'll come down to Dr. Bijay at this point. Bijay, what is your take on the Ray Taylor's experiments, its sustainability, and its reproducibility?
So I think it's very important if you do the HOMA calculation for insulin resistance, that is taken as a gold standard. But again, if you do each time the HOMA calculation, you will get different values. If you look at adiponectin levels, we recently showed in a study published in the IDF journal that yoga improves adiponectin levels. It's just published last week in DRCP. So again, adiponectin, you can say it's just a marker of the adiponectin level going up doesn't mean you have reversed diabetes. So it's just that inflammatory markers came down and adiponectin went up, leptin levels came down. So, but that doesn't mean that you reversed diabetes. You have only improved it a bit. You have improved the metabolism a bit. And you can't say that you have actually reversed diabetes. And for reversal of diabetes, you need long-term studies. Even bariatric surgery, you need 10 years follow-up on the alpha cell, beta cell, on the ominous octet. And it's very difficult to do such studies prospectively for 10 years. And so just looking at blood sugar and HbA1c, I don't think we can say it's reversal or remission. That's my personal opinion.
I think what you said is correct. And what Jayashree said also is partly correct. I'll tell you that what is my take on the reversal. My take on the reversal is the definition Jayashree showed. They gave 3 definitions of about fasting, postprandial, and also drug freedom, and HbA1c coming down to 5.7 or 5.4. My take is that if you do 2 things, diet and weight loss, you can show that the blood sugars will come down to non-diabetic level without any anti-diabetic drugs. It can stay for about a couple of years. If you continue the same amount of weight loss, maybe it will stay for longer. But you cannot say the diabetes has been cured. It is not cured. It is possibly gone into a temporary remission. Reversal is a stronger term. I think what Jayashree was debating to call it remission or reversal. I am comfortable with calling it remission. But be that as it may, it definitely shows that bringing down diabetes to a great level of remission is possible, is feasible, and it can be achieved. Now, I have another question to Dr. Satyanath Da. Satyanath Da, finally, do you think by the series of investigations and the papers that you showed, your own work on 500 odd patients of pre-diabetes, screened for pre-diabetes, do you think that vitamin D supplementation can really produce a great degree of remission, or it is one of the factors, there is something else we do not know? Maybe you have to
Satyanath is
unmute yourself.
muted.
Yes.
Yeah,
You have,
unmute.
you have to unmute yourself.
Unmute yourself.
Yes. Now you're unmuted.
No.
No.
You can unmute yourself. Can you do that, Harshit, from your side?
No.
My question is, had it been so simple, why it was not done so far? Just give vitamin D about whatever you say, 80 or whatever, and see that the diabetes reverses.
Satyanath is not muted.
Not muted. Okay, we'll come back to him.
But Satyanath himself told that unless you have vitamin D deficiency and pre-diabetes, it doesn't help. So what about those millions of people with pre-diabetes whose vitamin D is normal? So that's something which...
Yeah, it's a food for thought. But I would think, Alok, one of the very important issues that the deficiency of vitamin D is a very difficult term. You know, whether you take cutoff at 15, cutoff at 20, whether you take cutoff at below 30 is always debatable. No, we do not know at the exact level of cutoff. Satyanarayana, are you unmuted now? Unmuted? You can just unmute yourself. Just unmute. Unmute.
He's not able to do it.
Okay.
He has to leave and then come back, I think.
Yeah. Now it is better, I think. Yeah. No, not yet. Okay.
He has to leave and then come back.
Maybe you have to leave and then come back. I think Gandharva Babu, I have one question to ask you. That you know that bariatric surgery, even though not been followed up for 10 years, still it has provided some evidence that diabetes goes into temporary whatever remission. And but there are issues of deciduoblastosis. There are other issues which are plaguing bariatric surgery. I just want, and what Ray Taylor did is possibly medical bariatric surgery. Am I correct? Medical bariatric surgery, just open.
Yeah.
Somebody said that just by reducing the diet you can do it. But all these are possibly showing us that that if you eat less, you live longer. If you eat less, you are free from diabetes. I think it's a disease. One of the animal diabetes meeting I went to Denmark, Vijay, early on in my career with Professor Johnson, and I found the moral I learned there: you eat less, you live longer. I didn't practice it, but I'm telling you that's what the message that I got. I personally feel that half of the problem that we have in diabetes are because of eating. Professor Gandharva Babu, what is your take on that? Eating less?
Actually, in the true sense of the term, reversal. Reversal means it is completely a new term in the diabetic patients, because everybody knows, all the physicians, even patients, everybody knows that diabetes is a non-curable disease. If you think of in the true sense of reversal, the structures must change. As Dr. Viswanathan has told, the structure in the kidney, even in the earlier stage where you cannot detect by light microscopy, even by electron microscopy, there will be change in the stage of microalbuminuria. Even at the stage of microalbuminuria, where people are telling there is reversal, in that stage, if you'll see by electron microscopy, the loss of podocytes will be there in the basement membrane.
I think you got a very interesting point, because one of the forte of Vijay is diabetic kidney. I'm not very sure. I think it brings a very interesting discussion that whether by electron microscopy the podocytopathy is reversed in the stage of reversal of microalbuminuria, Vijay.
I don't think so, sir. Because
Viswanathan will tell, I don't think it will change.
I don't think it will change, because
No.
structurally and functionally. So functionally, you can change microalbuminuria. If you see your albumin was 35 micrograms per milligram of creatinine, will become 24. But there are studies from Hans Henrik Parving who showed that even within the normal range of albuminuria, if you have say 20, which is on the borderline, you still have structural changes. So there are beautiful studies by Hans Henrik Parving from Copenhagen, from Steno, which showed that during the stage of high level of normoalbuminuria, it is not yet crossed over to microalbuminuria. There are structural changes. There are basement membrane thickening. There is podocyte changes. There's everything. So I think it's
one thing I want
sort
to
of
tell that actually 1 minute, please. What is happening in the early stages of diabetic nephropathy? If we'll control the risk factors, particularly control the hypertension, food intake, the glycemic control, then salt and electrolytes, everything you control, then these changes will have some effect on the function of the kidney, the albuminuria, the renal blood flow, the renal hemodynamics, all these things will change. But typically the structural changes which have already occurred, either electron microscopically or by light microscope, that will never change. But in the true sense of reversal, I mean, whether I want to ask Dr. Bandyopadhyay, he has already joined, whether there is any change in the beta cell growth or beta cell regeneration, because he has done a lot of study on this. So will he give his opinion about the beta cell regeneration, which in the true sense is a case of reversal?
Yeah, so there are two questions for you, Satyanath. Had vitamin D supplementation in deficient people, what Vijay corrected me, deficient people, if you give vitamin, now what you take a deficiency level, Sati?
Yeah, hope I'm audible now.
Yes, yeah, very well audible.
So if you are talking of bringing insulin resistance and pre-diabetes into remission, then the cutoff is 30 nanograms per mil. So that's the controversial area. For metabolic bone benefit, it's 20 nanograms per mil,
yes,
and which
exactly.
is endorsed by the Institute of Medicine also. So all of us should ideally have a vitamin D above 20.
Yes, I mean, as you rightly said, 15, 20 and less than 30 is deficient, less than 30 is low, less than 15 very low. I mean, by rule of thumb analysis. But
so we have 5 minutes to go.
5 minutes, okay. For vitamin,
I asked Jayashree, for the benefit of our attending physicians and doctors, can you tell what are the steps of reversal of diabetes, how to proceed for that, and which age groups should be tried or not, and if comorbidities are there, what are the precautions? Take home message.
Sir, for reversal or remissions, whatever may be, all the things depends on the duration of the diabetes. If the durations diabetes is long duration of the diabetes, the remission or reversal rate is less, and body mass index and age of these patients and glycemic status. If all the things are unfavorable, so the reversal and remissions rate is less. Along with that, for exercise, for diet restrictions, very low carbohydrate diet and low calorie diet, and that willpower of this patient is necessary for that things. Means very low carbohydrate diet means that it's 130 grams per day. It is not possible for these people to stick to that. And very low calorie diet means that is less than 900. Low calorie means 900, and very low calorie means less than 600. And these things is not possible. So willpower is most important. Along with that, cardiovascular status for exercise. If they, as Gandharv Rai sir nicely pointed out that exercise is the most important part in the reversal or remission of the diabetes. So cardiovascular issue is there. If the patient is not having the cardiovascular is fit for the aerobic exercise, then it will okay. And most of these patients, around 40% of these patients in the young age groups with the good beta cells reserves and good C peptides, they will have the reversals.
Thank you. We have now 2-3 minutes.
I was asking Satyanath to tell us what level of vitamin D you think is the cutoff. 30 is the cutoff?
Yeah, for reversal of pre-diabetes, if that is your goal, then 30 is the cutoff. Because this relationship between insulin resistance and pre-diabetes, most of the changes are seen actually between 20 and 30. If you are below 20, you have to get it treated anyway.
Okay.
So 20 and 30 is the controversial area. American Endocrine
No,
Society says
the-
that you should keep it up above 30, whereas the Institute of Medicine tells you to keep it above 20. So whether between 20 and 30, you achieve additional benefit in terms of reversal of insulin resistance, in order to see that, you have to push it up to beyond 30 nanograms per mil.
Bijay, what is your huge clinical practice? What is your message to the audience that when, where, and how this should be done? 2 minutes.
For reversal or remission, whatever it may be, I think as you heard, yeah, whatever the reversal of diabetes, if you want normal glucose tolerance, you should keep your beta cell function healthy, insulin resistance, reduce your insulin resistance by regular exercise. As Dr. Jayashree said, as much low calorie and as much low carbohydrate as possible, and regular exercise will definitely keep your glucose tolerance as normal as possible.
Professor Das, please conclude and invite for interview.
Okay, I think I think that we had a very great discussion regarding the reversal. I should say the bottom line is that eat less, change your lifestyle to walk more, and change your lifestyle to sleep well. Take adequate vitamin D or sunshine, whatever. Vitamin D and calcium also augmented by exercise, and keep smiling. That is possibly the best way to reverse insulin resistance and to reverse diabetes. But I think a great thing has been discussed by Satyanath Da. Thank you very much. And the panelists today, thank you very much. Over to Alok Da.